something about me. The blood in my veins is full of northern grit. I got that northern soul, man, I got bags of it. We're far from ordinary people. And if you wanna know something about
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. It's been a while since we've last done one. I think I've done a few by myself. But now we've got a special guest. He's back again. He's Ben. He's on YouTube. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We're going to be talking about football today, obviously. We're both football fanatics. We just can't stop talking and thinking about football. We're going to be doing Champions League summary, Premier League from Boxing Day, what the results were like and how they all planned out. We're also going to be talking about the Carabao Cup because there's a few big ties going on. We can admit that with like Chelsea and Liverpool, Tottenham and Arsenal, other way around, obviously. But yeah, so Ben, what's your summary on it?
Well, I mean, it looks very interesting. Obviously, Liverpool got Arsenal.
Yeah,
we should be winning that.
Yeah, that's the one that I wanted because I think that's probably going to be the easier one out of all of them, in my opinion. I mean, Tottenham is still pretty good, but, you know, I think we wouldn't want Chelsea, but I think Klopp should be taking this seriously. Klopp should be taking it like a Champions League or anything like that now. We've got there. We've used the team. I think you should keep Kelleher in goal, looking at the last game, because I think he did a pretty good job. I think Minamino as well, because obviously with AFCON coming up in January, who is it we got? So Keita, Salah, Mane, I think a few others. Ox.
No, sorry.
Not the Ox. Ox is English. But yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant who we had available.
No, like we got a lot of guys going off to AFCON. Yeah. So players like the Ox and Minamino are going to have to step up front and more wingers and stuff like that. We've got Jota. I'm just hoping that we don't have any injuries. So, yeah. Who do you think is going to win the Carabao Cup? Obviously, we're both Liverpool fans, but
I mean, to be honest, I think Liverpool could really go for it this year, especially if we put out a strong team. Like maybe a bit less of the youngsters, because to be honest, Klopp really never tries. But maybe we could do this. Yeah,
I think, like I say, because we've gone through 3 or 4 rounds or whatever it's been. We played the teams that we've had to play, but now we have to, because Arsenal, no doubt, they want to win a trophy because obviously they've had a brilliant season in the Prem so far. Didn't start too well, but now it's building up. And look. We're not obviously sure, but I think the league is probably nearly in City's favour, a lot more than what we like, many points off now. So, I mean, look, it's still possible. We could see City drop points, but we've got one more game against them. If we beat them, but they beat everyone else, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be difficult. So if we win the Carabao Cup and we come like semi-finalists in the Champions League, that's fine with me. But then next year, we have to win the Premier League or the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the league right now is in City's hands and it's theirs to lose. So
yeah, I mean, 6-3 versus Leicester City today. Yes, Leicester aren't in the best of form, but I mean, that's a bit embarrassing for Leicester.
Yeah, 6 goals. De Bruyne was on fire, actually. He played amazing. So did the whole team, really. Laporte got in.
Yeah, I thought Sterling as well.
Yeah, Gundogan, Morris, everything. It just clicked for them today.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. City are like, like Sterling will get injured, but they still got like an unbelievable player who would fit into not Liverpool, not Chelsea, but it would fit into a mid-table, like a high mid-table, like a Villa, for example, or Wolves. They'll fit into them easily. You know what I mean? Like
that's where
the youngster could fit in there, for example.
That's where like squad depths come in. They got like players like Foden, Grealish, Jesus, all on the bench. But yeah, that's how much cover they got in those positions.
I was talking to someone a few months ago, and they were saying, Liverpool's just such a good team. Like we've literally got the best team in the world without a doubt. There's no one better than Salah and Mane, best in the world. Jota at the moment is on fire. He's up there. You've got a midfield which is world class, and you've got a defence which is just beyond world class, and you've got a world class goalkeeper. Now with Manchester City, you do. Obviously, everyone in there is world class, but there are a few people that are better than them that you would rather have over a few players from Manchester City.
Yeah, like Zinchenko, for example.
And I mean, Edison's a good keeper and all that, but it can be a bit of they won 6-3, but out of form Leicester City, even conceding 3 in one game, doesn't matter who you're playing, is a bit embarrassing, especially when you've got the title of world class. Like, you wouldn't see Alisson doing that. You would see him do it maybe twice a season or something like that.
I think the headlines are going to be off City today just because they played so phenomenal up front and they scored 6. So,
and just because it's City, but 5-star Arsenal, Norwich 0, Arsenal 5. What was your thoughts on that?
Well, I haven't actually looked at the game back, but from what I've saw, Norwich are down there. It doesn't look good for them. 10 points this season. But Arsenal, though, they are picking up some form. Smith Rowe, Lacazette, Saka, Tierney.
Yeah.
All goals.
See, it's one of those, though, where you're just thinking to yourself, it's so good that it's got to end eventually. And then everyone all of a sudden is going to be like, oh, Arteta out. Because remember, when they lost to Brentford, I was thinking Arteta out because, losing to a newly promoted team is embarrassing. City did that a few years ago. But now, this hasn't got a lot to do with a lot of things. It's just kind of luck-based. But remember, 18-19, where Liverpool were 1 point off Manchester City.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that game. I went to Tottenham Everton on the last day of the season. And I remember because Wolves and Liverpool were playing at Anfield. And I was thinking to myself, I was getting a bit because Liverpool, half time, it was City were losing to whoever they were playing. And then we played Wolves last. And on that first day, we played Norwich. And now this season, we played Norwich first, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We played Norwich first, and this season we got Wolves last. So, I mean, if we come 1 point off again, I mean, that's going to be everyone's going to look at it. I don't think a lot of people have looked. But
if City are playing Brighton last, who was them on the last day, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, like another Aguero moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just look at Arsenal's. I've got it here. Let me read you out Arsenal's last few games. So, obviously, Norwich, they beat them 5-0. Premier League, this is. Then they played Leeds, or really out of form Leeds. Then they played West Ham. Now, West Ham are obviously up there this season. They've done a really good job, beating them 2-0. I think we should say fair play to that. That was quite a good job from them. But then you've got Southampton, you've got Everton, mid-table kind of stuff. I mean, they're not amazing. They could beat a good team maybe once in the season. And then they had United. They lost 3-2. That is probably isn't that when Ollie was manager? And then they had Newcastle, and then before that they had Liverpool. We beat them 4-0. But
so it's very on and off for them. Would you agree?
It's kind of a very not easy run because no team in the Premier League is easy to play against. But I mean, they haven't had the hardest of runs. They've got. Yeah. I mean, they've got Man City next on the 1st of January. And then they've got Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, which both teams should go and probably will go full pelt at it. So they've got 2 very hard games. And if they beat one of them, I'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, so now let's move on away from Liverpool. Should we move on to Barcelona?
Yeah, sure.
So Barcelona this season under Xavi, I'm looking forward to it. Not because I support them or anything. I just like following them. I like a lot of Road to Glories. I'm not saying Xavi's going to bring them anything, but he could do because they've just signed Ferran Torres for £55 million. Now, in the academy, they've already got very good players like Aguero in defence. I'm going to butcher all these names, but they've got Aguero, they've got Xavi, they've got Pedri. They've got a lot of young players. I saw something on Instagram the other day full of young potential and players that are half decent now, even getting into the team on occasions. But Barcelona, according to Sky Sports, are looking at Cesc, Azpilicueta, and Andreas Christensen, who will be on pre-contracts with other teams from the 1st of January. So actually, in a few days, the 2 of those could actually be talking to other teams and potentially they could be going to the Camp Nou and being the starting 11 with Barcelona.
I mean, obviously, after Messi goes, that's going to be hard to recover from. But, if they make sides like Torres, etc., they've got a chance.
Yeah. And so Ousmane Dembele, always injured. He's came from Dortmund a few years ago for a lot of money. But he's now on reduced terms. Bearing in mind, this guy was on a lot of money. he was linked to go with Newcastle, he was linked to Liverpool, he was linked to Man United, linked to, he was linked to loads of people. But I know that those 4 teams were teams that they were linked with. But he's now going to be staying at the Camp Nou with 5 years added onto his contract. So that's pretty big for Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, if he could stay in form, like injury prone, I think he could, get something up, become a legend, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. Well, we've seen it with Matip because last few seasons he's been injured all the time. He'll have 1 or 2 games and he'll just get injured for a month or something. And I didn't really like him, but this season I've really, really started to enjoy watching Matip because he hasn't been injured once. And then with Van Dijk, he's brilliant.
Yeah, I feel like he's grown so much in the last few years at Liverpool. Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he was faking injury or if he was just genuinely injured. But all of a sudden, he's not injured, so something must have gone on there. But I think the only issue is with Liverpool is they're pretty old. You know what I mean? We've got Van Dijk, we've got Alisson. Yeah, they could all be here for another 3 or 4 years at their peak, possibly. But in a few years, they're going to have to start digging in deep and have to rebuild the whole team.
Yeah, with an aging front three, it might be a bit worrying, but
yeah,
let's hope we got a good academy.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was going to say. We've got the likes of Harvey Elliott. Let's say we've got 10 players in Liverpool who are playing for the under-18s. And every single one of them at the moment looks like they're going to potentially be a Premier League player. Just think, only 2 or 3 of them out of that 10 are going to get there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Possibly not even that. So that's why with Barcelona, they've done a good job at securing a lot of youngsters, even Ousmane Dembele is young. But, you can't just rely on youngsters, which is, I see a point that says Azpilicueta and Christensen going there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously Barcelona, they've been in debt I think it was $1 billion I read somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're getting money out of it, but if they're getting money from somewhere, I mean, yeah. But Liverpool don't have that sort of money.
Yeah, Liverpool don't have. Yeah. It's a shame, but I think you'd rather become success than buy success.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, now moving on to a place which is probably going to have success in the next few years. Newcastle United with the takeover from Saudi Arabia, the Saudi-led takeover. They are linked with absolutely everyone. They're probably linked with me because, I mean, they're just linked with everyone. But they're linked with Joe Rodden. So bearing in mind they're in the relegation zone at Christmas, which is very, very hard to get out from. Usually when you're in the relegation zone at Christmas, you're going to get relegated. But, you never know because Newcastle can spend up to, is it 200 or 300 million?
Something like that is crazy, man.
Yeah, so they can spend that. But now, who's going to want to go to their club on a permanent basis? Which is why they want Joe Rodden on loan. And if he does well, he could potentially go there on a permanent. And now, this is quite a weird one, because Odin Igalo, he's apparently going to go to Newcastle for a 9-figure bid. Oh, they
9-figure?
9-figure.
How much is that, $1 billion?
No, I think that's double digits in millions.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Wow, that is a lot.
I could be wrong. Got lots of hair in my mouth. What's going on? But Arsenal targeting Serie A top goal scorer Dusan Vlahovic is also interested in going to Newcastle. Listen, like Newcastle could pay anyone what they want. They could get he's a mid-table player. They'll get Chamberlain, for example. His wages, 70k a week, for example. Newcastle pay him 130k a week. You know what I mean? Like stupid, like nearly double. And Mohamed Downelly as well has also emerged as a January target for Newcastle United, which is he's an all right player for
them. Yeah, he is. Obviously Egyptian, maybe African nations. I don't know.
Yeah, that is very true. But now with COVID as well, because obviously Boris Johnson's having a speech tomorrow on COVID, that could affect it. I mean, that really could, because even if they could still go to AFCON, they might need to come back and have like a 2-week isolation again. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But
whatever comes out of it, they've got.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of money, so they can spend it wherever.
Yeah. And now it's just getting like half decent players who have been in that position before, just getting them out of relegation.
Yeah.
Now, quickly, before we go back to Newcastle, do you want to talk about AC Milan's new stadium?
Yeah, sure. I believe it's called the what's it called?
Cathedral. The
Yeah,
Cathedral.
the Cathedral. I mean, obviously, San Siro, an iconic stadium.
Yeah.
2026 or something. I mean, we're gonna miss it. 1 billion. Wait, what is it? Is it what, a billion?
Something like around that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. So they're going to be sharing a stadium again.
Yep.
So looking at the fixtures of Newcastle, I'm not going to base it off January because January's where they're going to be making their signings. They can make them on deadline day. So we're going to look towards start of February, where the league is probably near enough wrapped up in the hole. They've got Everton on the 8th of February. Then they've got Newcastle, Watford, 15th of January. They can make a few signings by then. They've got Everton in February. This is February now. Then Villa, then West Ham, then Brentford and Brighton, then Chelsea, then Palace. I mean, they've got a very hard run. Oh, my word. If they survive relegation...
It's not looking good for them.
So within not even 10 games, they've got Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal.
Yeah, they are only 3 points above the drop zone though. So one win maybe.
Yeah, maybe a few, maybe 3 wins on the bounce, and they'll be up there again.
Yep.
Right now, so do you want to start off with the Champions League?
Yeah, so the Champions League draw is looking pretty interesting. We got.
Well, how about we start with the group stage?
All right. Yeah. Sure. All right.
So let me start while you search it up. Okay, because I've just done the exact same thing. Okay, so we had a lot of surprises. I'm a big fan of RB Leipzig, but we'll go to them in a minute. They didn't obviously make it through. At the top of Group A, Manchester City with 12 points, Paris Saint-Germain with 11 points, RB Leipzig with 7 points, Club Brugge with 4 points. Now, that's a bit interesting because, that's the way it would have gone in any parallel universe or anything. Manchester City would always have come first or second, same with PSG.
Yeah, not much surprises in that respect, but unlucky to Leipzig. Let's see how they do in the Europa League.
Yeah, I think they should have a good run in that with a new manager, whoever it is. I don't know. I know they got Sonny Marsh, but he's gone. Right, now moving on to this supposed group of death. But Liverpool, are just venom, aren't they?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
the group of death, 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, 18 points, 100% record.
Now
that was amazing, wasn't it?
We are the first English team to ever not drop points in the Champions League group stage, which is insane. And look, you've got Atletico Madrid. They're challenging for first place in La Liga. So Porto in their country and AC Milan in their country. And so for Liverpool to finish with 18 points, double what Atletico Madrid got, is insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Records being broken there.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, huge respect to the team.
I've just seen something here. I just added up what if Atletico Madrid, Porto, and Milan, all their points were added up, they wouldn't even have the amount that Liverpool got.
Oh my gosh! So first is but combined better than second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, that is crazy.
On the first day of that for Liverpool, we beat Milan 3-2. Now that was an interesting game for me.
Yeah, we got through it. I think we had a penalty in there, but we did it in the end.
Yeah, and then we obviously hammered Porto. That's just kind of a every other year affair, isn't it? We'll play them and we'll hammer them.
Yeah.
And then we had Atletico Madrid beating 3-2 away from home.
Yeah, that was close, but we got the job done.
And then they came back to Anfield. We beat them 2-0. And then we beat Porto 2-0
from the Reds.
Yeah, of course. And then we beat Milan 2-1 on the final day with not our starting 11, really. We played a bit of a weaker team.
So yeah, it was pretty easy. Atletico coming in second. It was pretty close at there. It came down to the last day where they got the winner, I think, against, was it Porto?
Yeah.
So
right, now do you want to talk about Group C, Ajax?
Yeah, this is probably one of the weaker groups as they go. Ajax, so they got 6 wins out of 6, beating Dortmund twice, Sporting twice, and Besiktas twice. Dortmund actually finishing in third, so they're out to the Europa League, and Sporting coming in second.
I mean,
it came actually through goal difference, didn't it?
Sporting in amazing form.
But yeah, just like Group B, Ajax were on top by landslide.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Ajax this season, and I'm hoping that they can actually come to the semi-final or even to the final, because we've seen it a few years ago when they came to the semi-final, got knocked out by Tottenham with that amazing, famous Lucas Moura goal. But, I mean, they've got a new team here. They're looking very good with Haller up front.
Yeah, decent team. Really good defense. Lions, Skurs, Timber, and Reg with a solid back four. And yeah, let's see what they can do.
I mean, listen, for any team to get 0 points in the Champions League is a little bit embarrassing. You can't even get a draw.
Yeah, 6 losses out of 6 for Besiktas.
Yeah.
So yeah, goal difference of -16, by the way. Just had to throw that in.
Yeah, well, that's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah. All right,
now,
should we move on to Group D?
I think we should. 'Cause it's a really, really interesting group.
Yeah, so Real Madrid won it, but they got 5 wins out of 6. Do you wanna talk about the rest?
Yeah, so Real Madrid obviously came on top, 5 points clear of Inter Milan, but at the start it was looking like Sheriff could actually go through, but obviously they're in the Europa League, and I've seen a few videos in Sheriff actually, because apparently they are in Transistia. I don't know what it is, but they live somewhere which is a very, very, very small country. They were looking like they could have actually gone through, but it just wasn't meant to be. And then Shakhtar Donetsk from Ukraine, I mean, they're not really favourites, to be fair. I mean, they should just stick to Europa League or something like that. But yeah, like at one point, Sheriff surprised everyone when beating Real Madrid.
Yep.
Now, another team with 6 out of 6 in Group E is Bayern Munich.
Yes. And yeah, it was, I mean, no one really expected Bayern not to win that group. Lewandowski on top form. But should we talk about third place, Barcelona going into the Europa League?
This is insane. But it's also could be quite good for them.
In what way?
In the way that Xavi could, if they don't even come to the final, that's a bit embarrassing. And I mean, that's very appalling. But they could win the Europa League here.
Oh yeah, true. A transfer silverware for Xavi, obviously. Barcelona legend.
Yeah, then it'll look so good on Xavi.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, we look at it again. Benfica, Barcelona, and Dynamo Kiev, all points added up. It's still not the same as what Bayern Munich got.
Yeah, this year we've seen some very dominant performance from everyone in the team.
100%.
Like some teams got, pretty good.
Now in a group where it wasn't as dominant, Manchester United were first. 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, and 11 points, with Villarreal finishing second and going through with 10 points. But Atlanta only won 1 game, but they seem to be that team that won a bit more.
Yeah, to be honest, United, obviously they're first, but was it as easy as it looked? They were like down, I think, almost every game, but somehow they did it.
Yeah.
They came back.
And that's only got a Solskjaer for that, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. So fair play to him. Obviously, got Ralph Ragnick at the job now, so let's see what he can do.
100%.
Villarreal in second, so
Atlanta. I mean, to go to the Europa League, maybe come quarterfinalists.
Yeah, they're happy with that.
This group for me is a bit weird. Group G. You just look at them. Look at all these teams. You've got Lille, Salzburg, Sevilla, and Wolfsburg. They're just like teams that like Southampton. You know what I mean? Like they're not big, but they're not small.
Just average teams. I mean, obviously whoever went through, they're going to be the easiest one. So everyone hoped they got them in the next round, and it was Lille and Salzburg who went through.
I mean, we got Salzburg, but then there was a few complaints there to redo it. I was actually looking forward to playing Salzburg. Played them in pre-season, or we went to Austria in pre-season, shall I say? Yeah. I mean, Sevilla should have won.
Yeah, they only got 1 win out of their 6 games, though, so not sure how they're going to play in the Europa League. But
they got to play well.
Should we move on to Group H? Juventus winning that. All right. So Juventus won. They got 5 wins out of 6. But Chelsea, they came second. Juventus won on 13 points to Juventus's 15. Not really much competition there with Zenit and Malmo. At the bottom. It was only going to be one outcome. So Not
I mean,
much to say.
I would have loved to be in that group because Zenit, Malmo, however you pronounce it, Malmo, however you say it, it would have been brilliant to play them because we could have had like any Premier League team could beat them both, right? They'll beat them every single week. So we could have played like Nat Phillips, we could have played Kelleher, we could have played, we even could have played Salah in that just to get them on the goals.
Yeah.
All right, so now should we move on to the next round of the Champions League, the knockout rounds?
Yeah, let's move on to it. We've got some interesting ties there. Obviously, it had to be redrawn, which is not ideal. But should we talk about the draws who each team has got?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so first up is Salzburg versus Bayern. That's going to be pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Sporting City.
That's a big game. It's a really big game.
It's a big game. City are obviously a favourites, but you never know.
I mean, wait a second. I'm almost certain they're saying Sporting are unbeaten this season.
Are they?
Yes, they are. In Portugal, Porto are top of the league with 41 points and second place with 41 points as well. They've both won 13, both drawn 2 and both lost 0.
Oh, that is an amazing record. Wow.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So you never know. I mean, we're saying this and, they're probably going to get absolutely hammered. But, really, this Sporting could actually go ahead and win this. It's the surprise.
Yeah, but then even if they do go through, they got Bayern. So, not the best draws for them. But
I mean, could you imagine if they do it? Ajax just beat them both.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro. That'd be crazy.
Now, looking at this, we've got a few big draws, but one of the standouts is PSG Real Madrid.
Yeah, PSG Real Madrid. Obviously, that's crazy. Some very big names: Benzema, Messi, Mbappe, etc. Obviously, Neymar.
Now, we'll go back to that in a second, but I had to say this now. So, have you heard about this rigging with UEFA?
Yeah, I have, about the draw.
Yeah, about the draw, because in the group stage, when they drew it out of the pot, wherever they do it, they drew PSG and Manchester City in the same group. Okay, now Manchester City, because they thought Ronaldo was going to go to Manchester City, so they wanted to have a Messi and Ronaldo play that showdown again.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And then they tried doing it again, Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah, and then they tried. Then they tried doing it again.
Impossible. And then they redrew it, and you got PSG, Real Madrid, awesome tie. But then Liverpool, Inter have winners.
Liverpool Inter is an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Liverpool favourites, but you never know. Inter got a strong team.
100%. Now, we're not going to really talk about Chelsea and Lille because we all know who's going to win that one. Well, I mean, Chelsea are probably going to win, but we'll move on to the last few games. We got Villarreal, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Man United, and Benfica and Ajax. Now we've got the Europa League winners versus Juventus.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know what? I think Villarreal might win. I have this feeling.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go for Juventus, but with like Dybala and form and stuff like that.
Yeah, on that day they could be.
Yeah, on that day, 100%. Now, moving on to Man United. I feel like Man United actually haven't played in about, I swear they've only played like 3 games under Ralph Rangnick.
So, yeah, I say Atletico to go through, but yeah, it's going to be a really tight one. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. It'll be a tight one because Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid manager, was linked with the job at United.
Yeah, and obviously Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo could produce magic.
Can do anything on his day.
Or when he's not on his day, he'll just be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, let's move on to the next game. You've got Benfica versus Ajax.
Yeah, so Ajax, obviously, everyone wants them to do another 18-19. Benfica, but they're just there. I think Ajax is going to go through. Nothing much else to say.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Not really. I think, how about we talk about the Champions League final 2018-19 for a little bit?
All right, yeah, sure. So where do you want to start?
So look, I'm going to say my part, and then you say your part as well. So I remember this is like all quick summed up. I remember we played Red Star Belgrade, and I don't remember watching the match, but we lost 2-0. And then
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I remember it went down to the final day of the group, and we won. We beat Napoli because Alisson made that save in the last dying moments. And if it was a draw, we wouldn't have gone through.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Yeah, I remember the same. But Alisson, he saved us there.
Yeah, he did save us.
I think we played Porto, didn't we?
Yeah, then I think it was Porto. We beat them. I'm sure we scored 5.
Yeah, routine stuff. I think Van Dijk got the score sheet.
Yeah, Van Dijk and Firmino as well. And then in the next round, this is round of 16, quarter-final.
Who did we have? We had
Bayern Munich. There we go.
Oh, yes.
It was 0-0.
Sadio Mane.
Yeah, it was 0-0 in the first game. Then Liverpool went to Germany, and Sadio Mane scored a beautiful, beautiful goal. And at full time, that was 3-0.
Yeah, so wasn't it 3-1? But
was it 3-1?
The Matty goal. But,
yeah.
And then the semi-finals, the big one, obviously 3-0 down in the first leg.
See, I remember.
It back.
So this was when I wasn't a huge football fan. So it was 8 o'clock kickoff as per usual, and I had to go to bed. I remember. So I think it was 1-0 at half time. I don't actually remember watching the first half, if I'm going to be honest. I don't remember watching it, but I'm pretty sure I did because I don't know, because I remember. So I don't remember how or when it happened, but I remember I was sitting in my bed and I had my phone. So when I go to bed, I'm not allowed to have my phone, but I had my phone upstairs and I was watching the game. And I remember when it was 4-0, and I just started going crazy. I was like, "Come on!" I couldn't shout it because I was, "Come on!" I was getting so happy. I mean, wow! From the off, it was like a miracle.
Yeah, I actually stayed up that night. I asked my mom if I could watch it. She said, "Yeah, go on then."
See, I wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
If I said that, I wasn't a huge football fan, so I would have been told no. I mean, I don't really think I thought that through.
But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. Honestly, Gino Wijnaldum, Origi. Yeah. I miss one. I miss one up, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he. I bet you. Look, they all come out and say the same thing, like Messi. I wish I stayed at the club and all that. Felipe Coutinho, but it's just like, really, you left the club. Yeah. You didn't want to sign the contract. You left the club.
Yeah, mainly for money as well.
And yeah, now it's going on to Salah, because is Salah going to sign a new contract?
I mean, to be honest, he said stuff about my future with Liverpool, but are you convinced?
I mean, as much as I would want Liverpool to keep Nat Phillips, they're going to sell him in January, as far as I'm concerned. So this could mean they're going to make a bit of money to get Salah a new contract, because apparently they've got a plan.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome. Every Liverpool fan wants Salah in the team, so yeah, let's hope this stays.
The only thing is he going to? I doubt he would, but could he do an Aubameyang and sign the contract and then play awfully?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, Salah's been consistent for the past 4 years, so probably not. But you never know.
I think Salah should have won a Golden Boot. Not the Golden Boot, the Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I mean, 70 to 80, he was crazy. He's been so consistent, so he's been awesome.
Been at the club for 4 years, or 3 years, and we don't count this season. And he's won the Golden Boot 2 out of 3 times. And looking like he's going to do it again.
I mean, yeah, he's top of the goal scorer chart in the Premier League, 15 goals, top of the assist, 9 assists. Yeah, so he is crazy. And if we lose him, I don't know, we might be a bit.
Yeah, I mean, who can we have? We could have Minamino.
Yeah, I mean, we could still have Jota, Firmino, Mane, but Salah's going to be unreplaceable.
Yes, Jota's in good form. But Jota scores when he comes off the bench, and Salah's already got a hat-trick.
Yeah, Jota comes on in like the small games like Burnley, but Salah can do it anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, look, Salah, the only thing is, the downside of Salah, he's 29.
Yeah, aging team.
Aging team.
We spoke about this before, but Yeah,
however much he
sign
wants a
some
week.
players.
I think it's over 250k a week or around that or something. If they're going to give him that after, like, let's say a 5-year deal, I don't know how much that is a year, but that could get us. And we save up all that money, putting a bit more extra into that, sell a few players. That's going to get us a half decent replacement.
Yeah, I mean, Salah. How much would Liverpool give to Salah? Do you think maybe maximum 250, like you said?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So he is. Yeah. No words. I'll describe.
Yeah, I mean, he's just special, really. Anyway, so do you have anything else to change subjects to, or can we just sum it up?
To be honest, not really. Title race, City.
Yeah.
City got
What about Villa as
6
well?
point lead. Oh yeah, Villa. Villa have turned it around. 3-1 lost to Chelsea today.
Yeah, I mean, they have had quite a hard run up since Gerrard's been there.
Yeah.
But they still managed to score. But yeah, title race.
Yeah, title race. Liverpool 6 points behind City.
Worrying.
Is it 6? Yes, 6. Well, we still have a game in hand, so it could be 3. The game we play is against who is it? I think it's Brentford. So yeah, we'll probably be 3 points behind.
You never know, because with Liverpool, we always seem to struggle when we need the points.
Yeah.
Like,
but, if we're 3 points behind with the same amount of games,
yeah,
you think we could do something? Because if we beat them, then it's in our hands. So
yeah.
All
right then. So shall we sum it up there?
Yeah, sure. So your thing.
Yeah. So guys, thanks so much for listening. If you have listened, my Instagram is jakjimjam.official. Ben's, what's yours?
Mine's ben.c100.
There we go. So you go give us a follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's obviously Jakjimjam. What's your YouTube channel, Ben?
Mine's TX Ben. TX Ben.
And then go and subscribe to our TikToks. Ben, what's yours?
Yeah, mine's TX_Ben_YT.
There we go. I don't know mine, but there we go. There we go, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you watch another video. Go check over Ben's channel. See you guys soon.